And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Houston's number of eviction filings, well, we lead the nation. According to a new report from the Eviction Lab, those filings are much higher than the pre-pandemic levels. That's approximately 56% higher in April and 50% higher in May. I asked Judge Wanda Adams and Judge Joe Stevens, how did we get here to this position?
Isaiah, I think what you're seeing is the market is correcting itself. What I would hear from a lot of landlords during the pandemic, especially in the beginning, was, hey, I wasn't paid 3 months before the pandemic even started. And now this resident has been essentially saved by the bell, for lack of a better term, and now I can't evict them. So you have those people as well as the people that receive funds, but at the core of it all is inflation. I think what you're seeing nationwide is you hear it every day. Hey, the price of bread is up. Everything is costing more these days. And the real impact of inflation and prices going up is people lose their homes. That would have happened whether there was a pandemic or not. And oftentimes the federal dollars or even the local money by Harris County or City of Houston that was given was meant to be a stopgap to bridge the gap between people losing their homes, losing their jobs and the pandemic and being able to get back on their feet. Well, now you come out of the pandemic and you're right in the midst of the beginning of a recession and inflation. The natural and probable consequence of that is what we're seeing, a spike in evictions. And I don't know if there's anything the court system or the government at large could have done other than maybe trying to keep interest rates lower.
And when we talk, guys, really quick, when we talk about inflation causing, and that could make rent, your rent payment go up. But we're starting to see many and it made food go up, the price of food, the price of products, but those things are now slowly coming down. Will it be likely that rents will go down or it will just stay where it is?
I believe that the rent is probably going to increase. Just this past week, believe it or not, the majority of the tenants that I had this week, Isaiah, wasn't because they lost their job. It's because they could no longer afford life anymore. I've had several seniors that have come and they say, Judge, I had to make a choice whether I get my medicine, buy food, or pay rent. And at that time, you can't sit in front of the senior and say, well, you should have paid your rent when they need their life meds. One of my staff members called me on the phone the other day, Judge Stevens, and she was in one of our local stores in one of our African-American communities. And she said, you're not going to believe this. I said, what? She said, a jar of small mayonnaise is $11. And she said, I'm sitting here seeing this lady cry. She said, next to me, because she cannot afford to make tuna fish. And I said, what? She said, because the eggs are high, the mayonnaise is high, and she had to put the items back because she couldn't afford to make tuna fish. So it has to do with inflation. Governor Abbott did not extend the emergency order in this last legislative session. The Texas Supreme Court order is still in place until January 1st. But now, since the state did not renew, we're trying to see what the Texas Supreme Court is going to do. But I don't understand the reason for the order if you don't have finances or any type of monies or grants to go along to pay the rental assistance. So that's another dilemma that we're going toward as well.
Isaiah, I'll give you a real life example. I spoke to a group of retired teachers last week on this neck of the woods in East Houston. I think it's the Northeast Houston Retired Teachers Association. They're extremely upset because they have not had a cost of living raise since 2007. And so now the legislature is going to put it to vote in November for these teachers, these retired teachers, some not even teachers, bus drivers, just retired people that worked in the TRS system that haven't gotten a cost of living raise in 17 years. And you couple that now with inflation. And now if a person's rent is fixed, I don't get any cost of living raise. The price of everyday items is going up. You're going to lose your house. And then also on the flip side of that, nobody ever lobbied for landlords to stop having mortgages paid, right? Nobody said, hey, banks, stop sending the mortgage payments. Nobody said, hey, insurance companies, no more insurance payments while these landlords are going through this rough time. Taxing authorities, Harris County, please stop taxing landlords while we're in this rough period. So on one hand, you say, hey, you can't evict somebody, but you still have to pay all your regular expenses and keep your property afloat while you go through this rough time. So some of what you're seeing probably from a landlord's perspective is also recapture. I can't go down on my rent when I'm still in the hole for taxes and insurance that I had to pay while I house somebody essentially for free.
And a lot of those same owners that Judge Stevens is talking about, Isaiah, their properties were foreclosed on as well because they couldn't meet that monthly payment. A lot of them don't own their properties. They just they go out and invest in a lot of properties, but that bill still needs to be paid. So you're going to see a lot of that going up and down.
Yeah. And these aren't big conglomerates, Isaiah. These aren't big companies, hedge funds that own these big I'm talking about the people I see every day, you and I, who just happen to own 2 or 3 properties that we want to leave for our kids. These are the people that we see every day. When people hear landlord, they hear this big, huge entity that you can afford to take it in the shorts. That's not who's standing before us daily. These are everyday people really dealing with a hard time on both sides of the V.
And literally mom and pops.
Right. And there are the mom and pops just recently as well. When you're seeing how hard it's hit, these mom and pops that we're talking about, they probably have, paid for their previous home. And they say, I'm going to use that as investment property now. But they had the opportunity to go purchase a new house and use that revenue to pay for the new house. Well, they no longer could afford the new house anymore. So now they're coming back. They foreclosed on that house. Now they're coming back, unfortunately evicting that tenant out because they say, now I need to come back because I can no longer afford to live the way I was living. So it's affecting everyone,